Trying to see what we have here. There's Raymond and the mayor, Boutsier, on a float. We started our business in the fall of 1970. He bought a couple of snow plows and he got a contract with the municipality for snow plowing. I believe the snow plowing contract was something like $6,000 or $8,000 at that time to plow. Of course, in those days, it wasn't as expensive as it is now. When the springtime came and they gave the final payment, he had more gas bills than he had profit. So the municipality had a meeting, and I just don't remember the amount that they gave him to cover his expenses. But anyways, we managed to hold our own. People would phone and say, do you do road work? And I'd say yes. And what kind of work do you do? And I'd say septics and basements. And they'd say, oh, good. Can you have Ray call me then? And I'd like to book an appointment and meet. And so I did all the bookings, and then I did the bill work with him. And of course, those days we did everything by hand. It was handwritten bills, and I'd say, Raymond, we got to sit down tonight and do bill work because we need money to pay these bills. And he was sometimes pretty difficult to get him to sit down at night.
Kind of always, I was anxious to get driving the trucks young and snow plowing and all that. For a while, I didn't know if it was a good thing to get into, and then when I turned around 17 or so, 18, I thought that's what I'd like to keep doing. Yeah. Kind of glad now, I guess I did.
My husband passed away 10 years ago, and I transferred the business over to my son. So him and his wife run the business now. Yeah. It was a little difficult to do because, you know, being in business all those years with my husband and then losing him, I was involved for a few months, but then once everything was finalized, I just had to back off and let them take over. But I do go over to the office. The office is at their house, and when I look at all the paper and all the stuff, I shake my head and think, oh, I'm glad I transferred everything over because I don't want to know anything about computers or faxes. And that it's overwhelming now with the bookwork and everything that Carol Ann and him have. She couldn't believe that Raymond was writing all the bills out by hand. And she said, this is soon going to stop. We're going to be doing, getting onto the computer and doing stuff. So that's the way it is now, the modern way.
That's one of the most difficult parts of it, I think, doing all the billing and staying after everybody, you know, and getting the bills out. And because you're working and you don't have time to do all the paperwork sometimes. But with my wife, it helps. She's on that now and on the computer, so it's a little easier. Like, I don't drive equipment much no more. I don't really have time, so I'm just going from, if we have 3 or 4 different jobs on, I go from job to job, kind of. So I'm on the road a lot, and then you have to see the next job, meet people, and if I have time, I come home and do estimates or something. A lot of the jobs are small too, so you're steady moving, you know, every day or every couple of days.
At the time, we had 2 people working for us in the 70s, so the wages were, I think, something like $1.25 an hour or something. You know, now it's like $20 an hour, you know, $25 an hour, and gas was cheaper then compared to now.
There's a little more to watch out for now. There's more rules, regulations, safety stuff. Operators need their CCQ cards and all that, and it's just, there's more paperwork. It's more difficult for sure.
Well, you really have to know what you're doing and what you want to do, because it's a tough road out there now. It's not as easy as it was to start up a business years ago. It costs a lot of money to get going. And if you don't have the clientele, I don't know what you do.
It's kind of faster paced. Everybody wants everything quicker and wants responses quicker, and you know, the quotes and all that. They send emails and everything's supposed to be right away. Like, I think it's a lot quicker than it used to be. And I'm steady on my cell phone now, where he was never, like, he had one and it was just starting then. But now it's just it's just a lot more time consuming just dealing with the clients, I think, than it used to be.
I think you have to be a community person and be out in the community and socialize with people. We did a lot of that, and with our customers, like sometimes they'd pop in and you'd just welcome them and say, "How are you today?" and say, "Come on in for a visit. I haven't seen you for a while," and they'd come in and sit down and we'd laugh, and quite a few of our customers are still our best friends.